Oh, Marty.
I know. I understand.
I'm sorry. I have to do my job.
All rise.
Bailiff?
The case is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Cole Thornhart. The charge is attempted murder in the first degree.
Counselors?
Yes, Nora Buchanan for the Commonwealth, Your Honor.
Elijah Clark for the defense.
Let's get started. Miss Buchanan.
The people will show that Mr. Thornhart's history with his victim precluded any hope of rational thought. Instead of the well-mannered young man you're seeing in front of you today, the defendant became enraged and beat Mr. Manning within an inch of his life.
Look, just stop, okay? Look, you don't have to do this. Everyone here knows what I did. I attacked Mr. Manning, and I want to take responsibility for it. Cole, what are you doing? What I should have done before. I decide what you should do in court. Now sit down.
Actually, I believe I decide what the defendant does. And I'd like to hear what he has to say.
Your Honor, there is no point to this trial. Look, I admit it. I attacked Mr. Manning.
Without provocation.
Well, at the time, I believed he hurt my mom and killed her baby.
And you think this belief justified your actions?
No. But the district attorney is right. I was out of control. I should have never attacked Mr. Manning, no matter what he did. But he was innocent. I was the guilty one. I nearly killed Mr. Manning over something he didn't do. And I owe him an apology. I pled not guilty because there was no plea bargain and, well, I didn't want to go to jail.
You've since changed your mind?
The truth is, I'm guilty. And I'm ready to be punished for what I did.
And you're sure this is what you want, Mr. Thornhart?
I'm sure.
Then, we'll enter a plea of guilty to the charge and move on to sentencing.
Sorry that you and your mom are going through a hard time.
Wait, they're going to sentence him right now? He'll be all right. He'll be all right. How do you know that? I don't.
Miss Buchanan.
Yes, Your Honor. The people recommended the sentence of time served plus probation plus community service. We believe that that sentence is more than reasonable.
Mr. Thornhart admits he attacked and almost killed Mr. Manning.
Yes, because of his mistaken belief that the victim attacked his mother. And he's also shown remorse, which he just attested to in open court.
It's well known that Mr. Manning is far from the most popular man in Landview. But I think counsel would agree that even the least popular man deserves the full measure of the law.
Oh, yes, of course.
Then you'll have no objection if I ask his opinion on the matter. Mr. Manning, would you please come forward?
A professional type?
Mr. Manning, do you have anything to add before I sentence Mr. Thornhart?
Yes, I do. The truth is, I never really liked the kid. Not from the beginning. When he was going after my daughter, I thought I knew exactly what he wanted. I thought he was just going to take whatever he wanted and then throw it away. Of course, I'm not going to let anyone throw my daughter away. And to be honest with you, I think she's probably better off without him. But that being said, the kid has some pretty good reasons to hate me. I'm not saying that I wasn't right most of the time. Why wouldn't he believe that I pushed his mom down the stairs? I don't think that gave him the right to assault me, but I know that if anybody hurt someone I love, that I would probably do the same thing, or actually I would do the same thing, and it would be me sitting there about to be sentenced, and I deserve it. But I love my daughter and my granddaughter most of all. I don't want anything or anyone to hurt them, and I would hate to see my granddaughter grow up without a father. That doesn't seem fair to me. So, If you really want my opinion about this whole thing, then I actually think you should let him go home.
Mr. Thornhart, while I appreciate your admission of guilt and your willingness to accept responsibility for your actions, I'm afraid no amount of remorse will change them. You severely beat and almost killed an innocent man, Todd Manning. Regardless of your motives or beliefs, the law cannot stand for such a crime. It requires me to mete out a just sentence, which I have no doubt is the maximum allowed. But I asked for the victim's point of view, and as such I must consider it. Mr. Manning believes that the suffering of your family in your absence would be greater than that caused by your hand, which leads me to wonder if by sending you to prison I would be the one committing the larger crime. I'm inclined to answer in the affirmative. For this reason, I'm choosing to accept the Commonwealth's recommendation. I hereby sentence you to time served plus 2 years probation and 5,000 hours of community service. But I warn you, Mr. Thornhart, if while on probation you should decide to disregard the gift that Mr. Manning has given you today and instead return to reckless action, consider committing any kind of malfeasance. Get so much as a parking ticket. I will send you to jail. Don't test me. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you should thank Todd.
I know, and I did. But I just wanted to thank you too.
All on a day's work. Bye.
I'm